up, everybody? It's your boy AT2 here, bringing you another episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. Thank you guys for coming back to the show. Got a lot of positive responses about the last show, discussing, about social media, and you guys really been watching it because it already has over 300 views. So I appreciate y'all for checking out that video. Today's going to be another good show. We're going to try to define, or there's some people trying to redefine the definition of what it is to be married or marriage in general. What's up, Kenny? Thank you for joining the show. So we're going to talk about that today as well. But first, I just wanted to say prayers to Nigeria. Right now, a lot of you have been seeing the whole endsars thing, but not really sure what it's about. So I just wanted to briefly explain it. Basically, SARS was created as a response to fight against armed robberies and a lot of crime that was going on in Nigeria. So what's been going on is that SARS has actually been profiling people. If they see you with a cell phone, an iPhone, say, they'll be all like, "Where'd you get the iPhone from?" So they'll think you're doing something, or you basically profiling you and saying that where you get this money from to be able to afford this, so they would automatically assume that you're a criminal. It's mostly targeting young Nigerians as well too. One girl, I seen a video, they thought she was a prostitute, and they were like, "Where are you going? Where are you going?" Oh, by the way, that's socks in the back. That's not underwear. I just wanted to say that real quick. But prayers to Nigeria. Currently, what's going on is that the Nigerian government did end the SARS unit, but they are starting a new police force, which they're hiring people from the original SARS unit. So it's still a lot going on. Just prayers to Nigeria. After I found out that I'm Nigerian, I feel like I got to speak for my people. So in all seriousness, I hope everybody is safe, and I hope something happens. A lot of times when we think of police brutality, we just think of the US, but it's all over. It's global. There are protests in London, France, all over, so police brutality is a real thing. In today's show, I did want to discuss regarding before I get into the topic today, I also wanted to say about the last video. I got a lot of new subscribers, so I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. My thing is not doing like celebrity gossip or YouTube gossip. That's not my niche. If it's something that basically the show Talk the Real Deal with AT2, which you're watching right now, it's discussing real life. It's real talk. So if I can relate it to my actual real life, then we'll discuss it. But I'm not going to keep up with the whole Sharrell, Johnyates thing. We're not going to keep on doing that. What's up, Dosta? Oh, see, Dosta is a good person to have on this show. He'll have a lot of insight about being married and stuff like that. But that's what we're going to talk about. And before I bring on my guests, I did want to play you guys a little video first. Hold on, because November 3rd is a very important day. You know what day it is? Oh, it's not going to play? Hold on.
Vote, 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 vote. Who's next? Vote. No.
Oh, it's done. All right. We'll bring in on my special guest today, returning for the third time, introducing one fourth. I almost said 1/3. 1/4 down for the count. We got Tiffany.
Hi.
What's up, Tiff?
That was a really hyped up intro. That was hype as fuck.
Thank you for coming back to the show. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about B.Smith. Are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, to give people a little backstory on what happened. Well, let's talk about B.Smith for a minute. B.Smith was a restaurateur. She was basically a lifestyle guru. A lot of people like to say the Black Martha Stewart, but I don't like comparing her to that. Granted, I didn't know who she really was until like a year ago, but if you look up her history, she was really someone to admire. You know, she was classy, she was beautiful. She was also a model. Um, just you can tell, like, just from watching some of her interviews and stuff like that, she was such a great person. 5 years ago, she actually found out she had Alzheimer's. After she was escaping from home, there was a few times. Well, her husband had to sell the beach house. Well, he said he sold the beach house because she was escaping from home, and she would go to a certain hotel that she was familiar with or liked. So definitely I've never dealt with Alzheimer, anyone that had Alzheimer's. I dealt with dementia. What about you, Tiff? Have you dealt with anybody in your family that had Alzheimer's?
Yes, I had a uncle who had Alzheimer's, and I have my great grandmother had dementia. My husband's grandmother, she also had dementia, so I'm
Mm,
familiar with it. They operate on the same vein, but Alzheimer's, it affects everything, whereas sometimes dementia can affect certain aspects. So dementia will be like short-term memory loss or long-term memory loss. Alzheimer's go encompasses everything from what I've experienced. So it's not fun, I'll say that, and it's very
right.
sad to watch a person mentally deteriorate. So
Yeah.
as far as B. Smith and Martha Stewart, the comparison, I don't like the comparison between the two of them either. I
Right.
find that B. Smith had a career outside of lifestyle and that kind of stuff before that. Martha Stewart was a stockbroker before she started doing all the lifestyle and home decor and all that stuff. That
Oh,
stuff
that's what
came
she
later.
did.
Yes, that stuff came later. That's how That's how she was able to get the scoop on them stocks. So she went to prison. That's how she was
Hey,
able to
it's
do
all
all that.
clicking now.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Got to go back to the beginning.
Right. Take it back, going back in time.
Right. Then she moved out of that and started moving into, cooking and decor and, decorating and lifestyle. But B. Smith had a modeling career and moved into lifestyle and all that stuff later on. I knew who B. Smith was. I remember seeing B. Smith on TV. She was on Sabrina the Teenage Witch before. And I remember she had a TV show. She had several TV shows to be exact, but she had an actual life and style TV show that came on TV. It was called B. Smith with Style in 1997. I watched
Mm,
that show all the time because my dad watched it. So I knew who B. Smith was and how she had cookbooks and all kinds of stuff. Now, of course, they didn't give B. Smith the same lane that they gave Martha Stewart,
right.
which is why Martha Stewart has the bigger name, but they did that to eclipse B. Smith. Because B. Smith was on, what was that? There was a life and style network. It was called Living that used to be on
Oh, that's
cable.
what it was called.
And it was real bougie. That was the real bougie side of Food Network. And like they changed the Living Chat network to that DIY network. That's what
Mhm.
Living used to be. But she used to have a show that came on the Living Network, and she would do all the stuff that Martha Stewart would do, but she had hers that was a little bit high end and luxury, but she would also still do down home stuff, and she would show you how to
Right.
make it so it would be presentable. So I was well aware of who B. Smith was, but I never called her the Black Martha Stewart because that's disrespectful to B. Smith.
Right. She's in her own lane. And like you said, she was
Exactly.
doing it before. That's what she was known for, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. And I do want to say for people that don't know, unfortunately, B. Smith did pass away February 22nd of this year. So it's been 7 months since she passed away. But before, a year previous, what kind of went on in the media was that her husband had a new girlfriend,
Lord have mercy.
and he tried to make the excuses that he needed some sort of comfort, and it's very very hard and challenging for him, which, like you said, you dealt with Alzheimer's and also dementia. My grandmother had dementia, so we know and we've all experienced how difficult it is. But is
Yes.
it okay for you to be married to someone, and because they're not in the right state of mind, no fault of their own, for you to have a girlfriend on the side?
I'm gonna say yes and no because
Ooh, I wasn't
B.
expecting
Smith's
yes and
situation.
no.
No, because you can't. This is the thing. I I always, every time we have conversations like this, I always try to think about what I would want. I don't want my husband to lose his life because I am no longer there. So it's
Mhm.
unfair to ask of him to just decay. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to B. Smith, so let me say it in a different way. It's unfair for him to ask him to watch his wife deteriorate like that when he himself is still of sound mind and body. So I'm not saying that he shouldn't be there for his wife, but he is allowed to live too. Now, here's where I say no. In his case, he brought the woman in their house. That's where
Mhm.
I have a problem with it. I'm not mad that he had a girlfriend because B. Smith was not there anymore. And even though he said she okayed it, I can't really say that either because she probably would go in and out of being who she is and like pockets of consciousness, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like where she's
Yes, that's what I
cognitive
was
at
gonna
that
say. I
moment.
don't think she was all there to really give consent.
Yeah, but even still, it's like you would have to be. See, I would like to think that I would be respectful enough of my marriage to say, okay, I don't want to trollop around with another woman. He did it in the worst way possible. So I would have to say I wouldn't want to trollop around with another man while my husband is still living despite his mental state. It just looks bad. However, if
Mhm.
I would tell my husband, like, if something happens to me where I'm not mentally here anymore, I would tell him now, like, listen, I need you you can take care of me, put me in a home, but you still need to live. He's not gonna do that though. He's not gonna do that. But that would be my wish. I would tell him that. I'm sure B. Smith probably had that conversation before things got worse because I remember her talking about her early onset Alzheimer's before it got really bad. It just looks
Mhm.
bad. It looks bad, and he's not handling it right, And then y'all probably ain't gonna like what I got to say. I'm gonna say it.
We ready for it?
You got B. Smith, and it's in the climate that we living in is 2020, and everything has now become about race. Then you got this lily white lady coming in, living in her house while she
You know
laying in
what?
the next room.
I was thinking about that, and then for me personally, that's not the reason why I have a problem with it. It could be a black woman or not, but you moving in, because I feel like he took advantage of his wife's situation. He probably already wanted another girlfriend or something like that.
I
You
don't
don't
know
think
if he
that?
took advantage. I don't know if he took advantage. I would like to say that he didn't do that. I want to believe that he was a good enough man to be able to be. This is why I say yes and no, because it comes across like he wasn't being respectful of his wife, the situation she was in, and then their marriage on top of that. For me personally, I, we didn't find out what was happening until it was already happening. And I just feel like, why did your ass put all of this on display for everybody to see? That's what
Yeah,
really threw me off. It
but you
was
know
just
what it
like,
was? The press had got a hold of it and they found out about it. So this is why he had to put that little documentary out that the Washington Post did to try to, you know how celebrities try to beat it to the punch so they can clean it up, but it
yeah,
just doesn't look clean no matter which way you cut it.
it's ugly. It's ugly.
Yeah.
And but I said, like I said, I do stand by what I said. It's not uncommon for people to have companionship because you have to think this is a man whose wife he been with for all of this time, and now she is gone. Physically, she's there, but mentally, she's gone. So he feels alone, and so he needed somebody. Now, I'm not. Granted, don't get me wrong. I am not advocating for that type of behavior. The way he handled it was improper, but I understand it. He wanted companionship. He wanted somebody to be with, and he can't have that with his wife anymore because every time he turned around, she probably was asking him who he was or where she was. It's like
Hmm.
having a child, and you have to reinforce who you are with them every single day. That's
Right. And
difficult.
I totally get that part. But go ahead and get you a teddy bear or something to cuddle. But
Oh,
let
you
me
ain't
read
shit.
let me read Kenny comment. Oh, what happened? Tiff, come back. Darn it. Let me read Kenny's comment. I feel like he should have waited. Go through the grieving process and then he feels it's okay, then go out and start dating. I don't know. Does that sound wrong? No, that doesn't sound wrong, Kenny. You sound like you on my side, so that sounds good. If it took advantage, that's fucked up. Okay, there we go.
I don't I got
Oh,
kicked
Tiff, you
out.
back?
He kicked me out. Yes. I said he ain't shit. He
I was
said
all
poop. I
like,
said
"Oh,
what?
she's saying the wrong thing." Next caller. I'm just
What
kidding.
the fuck? Let's go kick me out. Wait till I get back in this bitch. Wait till I get back in here. Oh,
Right?
no.
No. You know what? Before we continue, Tiff, let's go ahead and hear it in his own words what he actually said.
For 26 years, I've been with B 27 and a half years. Alex and I are now going on a year and a half being together. I believe in the sanctity of marriage, but I don't believe death do you part means that because you made a commitment, if the person is not there, that you should sit there and watch your life shrivel up.
Right. So Tiff, basically what you said, that was actually kind of on the same basis of what he was saying. Like he doesn't think like he should just sit there and just wait.
Well, it sounds terrible coming out of his mouth, but that is
Right.
what I was. It sounded so horrible. I was like, oh, damn. You just, it just turned up for all of us. Shut the fuck up. Don't
Right.
say
He
nothing
sounded
else.
very impatient.
To me, it sounds like I don't know because I don't know him well enough to make no assessment. So I'll remain unbiased. What I
Okay.
will say is how he goes about it. It seems very very nonchalant, and the attitude he's giving off is it is what it is, and that's why people
Right.
are taking it so like it's so disrespectful. I would hope that that's not necessarily how he feels, and that he's just I guess he's been with her for a year, which leads me to another question.
Ooh.
How long was B. Smith at the point of not being there no more? Where did that start? Because I remember she had Alzheimer's when she was still on TV, and then they ended her TV show, and she faded away because she had Alzheimer's. So when did her deterioration start, and it become complete? I guess you could say. And then he started dating her because she's been with her for a whole goddamn year. Now she
Right.
moved into their house, and that's where I was just like, damn.
Well, what he said was that she doesn't the living girlfriend didn't live there, she was actually she had a room if she wanted to stay the night or bring a friend with her. That's what
That's a damn
he
lie.
said.
That is a damn lie. That's a lie. That is a lie, and he know it.
Well, Tiff, I got a question for you before we go into the next clip. Okay, so would you be okay with being the girlfriend of somebody who has a wife with Alzheimer's? Like,
Hell
would
the
you be
fuck no,
okay
I
being the
wouldn't
other
be.
woman?
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I'm not doing that. Uh-uh. Hell the fuck no, I don't. No. You know why? Because the first thing I would ask was, you have to ask yourself, how would you feel in this situation? Now, I'm not saying there ain't other people who are capable of doing that, because there's a whole bunch of dirty bitches who will do some shit like that. And it's some nice women who are just like, okay, well, we can be friends, you know what I'm saying, and be cool, and I'll help you through this process. But I don't think that white lady was doing that. I think she was getting down with the
No.
get down.
Well, let's hear from her own words what she said. Hold on. Let
Oh,
me pull it
Lord.
up.
That's right with it. Dan always says, you know what? I wish you guys had met years before and we had met years before, but had gotten a chance to get closer, because I could have seen you the best of girlfriends. And I feel that being around her, because when I come here, she's always excited to see me. I'm always excited to see her. As awkward as it may seem on the outside, it doesn't seem awkward on the inside.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yo, as they speak, it gets worse and worse. You know what I mean?
She was like, I wish I would have met when she. What? What? Why? So he can sleep with you then too? Like what? Sam.
Yeah. And notice she said, like, oh, well, we did meet before a long time ago,
Wait
but,
a
you know,
minute. Pause.
shady.
That don't sound. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Now I.
I wish I met you before so I could have fucked your husband a long time ago. That's
Right,
basically what
that's
she
what
said.
I heard. That's what I heard, but that's not what she said. But that's what went into my mind when she said that shit. That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, bitch.
Hold on. Kenny said, a bit too quick if you ask me. That kind of reminds me of a dog Chapman and his current wife / girlfriend. Different situations, but the quickness of the new girlfriend is the same.
It's you can never gauge a person's grief. You cannot tell a person how long or how short to grieve. Most people would think that you wouldn't get married a year after. Like a year after, I would think somebody would start dating. You know what I'm saying? Like that would
Right.
be the time frame people would finally be like, okay, I'm all right, and I can go ahead and get into moving on from this, and I can start dating and feeling better. He was already doing that before it got to that point. So there was nothing really for him to grieve, because he had decided to begin his grieving process while she was still living. That's his choice. I ain't gonna shut him down for that. But I will say it don't look right. It look ugly. It looked ugly, and it looked like he was waiting for her to die. That's what it looked like.
Right. That's what it looked like to me too. I have another clip where they explain a little bit further in depth. Hopefully this sounds a little better, but probably not.
Okay.
Married, and she's in the house.
I felt that, I saw what B is like now, and how she is really, she lives in her own world. She is happy in her own world, but she really doesn't understand what's going on around her. That's for one. And, Dan and I, he had been taking care of me for many years already. When I met him, it wasn't a new thing, and I was going through taking care of my father, who had just been diagnosed with dementia in Germany. So we were really, this relationship.
So that was her trying to explain the situation. So basically, she was all like, B's not all there, So that's why I have a problem with it, because it's all like they knew she wasn't all there, and so I feel like they were taking advantage, because B.Smith was worth over 20 million. I feel like it's all about the money at the end of the day.
He would have got the money regardless, and
Mm-hmm.
unless he gave her something, an incentive to believe that she would get a piece of that. Like, I could understand it if she was there when B. Smith was still cognitive, right? And then she had weaseled her way in that way. She did
Right.
meet the woman before that, but she made it clear to everybody that she had not met her or known her like that. So she didn't have a way in unless it was through the husband. And the best way I can put it is she got to be able to swing her booty the right way to be able to get in on that kind of money. Now, from my understanding, that ain't the case. As of right now, it ain't the case. And it's just odd. It's just odd. And I think everybody's assumptions about it being weird was 100% correct, mainly because of the people involved. She seemed odd. She just seemed like an odd duck. She don't come across as somebody who's just like caring and loving. It just seems real contrived to me. And I don't like it.
Right. I don't like it either. You're right. Let me play one more clip. I don't remember what this one was about, but I think it sounds even worse. Here we go.
Her life like now, and how much of her care is provided by Alex?
Well, let me say this first of all. She's a 4-year-old, okay? That's what Alzheimer's does to you. It robs you of everything, your history, everything.
So she does not know you as Dan, her husband?
She knows me. She will call me daddy. She will call me her brother. She will say my name, but it's sort of like holographic. It doesn't mean the same things. No, she is not there. And people try to tell you who don't know that she's still inside. Yes, the body is there, but...
Uh-oh.
So it just didn't sound
Hello
any
up
better.
there.
I had to cover my face because I was like, damn, this ain't getting any better.
I mean, I think that was more focused on his description of her, and I'm okay with that because it's accurate. That is an accurate description of somebody who has
Right.
Alzheimer's. She deteriorated to the point where she cannot function on her own. She has to be taken care of, and it's just sad. It's really just sad. And I don't know what they doing, but they can give bitches and hoes titties and dicks, and everybody can get a whole new ass. Your body can be rejuvenated. Coochies can be made over again. But you can't help these people with Alzheimer's and dementia. I'm upset. Like I mean, you watching them get it's. I'm making it funny, but the reality is you watching people leave here before their bodies are leaving, and it's like
It's
you
so hard. You right.
you could
They
you could go down
they
the
left
street.
before their bodies leave.
You can go down the street and go get Botox in your face right now. Make your face look younger. Your boobs can get pushed up. Everything else can be lifted, but you'll forget who you are in 2 minutes the next day. You'll never remember who you are, but you'll have a brand new body walking around in. Somehow that don't sound right. They need to do something. I don't know what
Right.
they're doing.
And you know what, Kenny, because she said the way he's like that, first of all, he's if you listen to him, he sound kind of like, oh, woe is me, and like he feels that everybody is making him out to be the bad guy, like he's the victim, basically. That's what I got from a lot of like the interviews that he do and stuff like that. He feels that everybody's victimizing him, but I mean, it just doesn't look okay, Like, would you agree, Tiff?
I don't understand what's going on with him. He seems very defensive, first of all. And I'm not understand. If y'all hear people in the background, just I got family in here. Okay, I live at home. I don't.
Hey, we don't
I
mind.
got, I got a whole nephew and a husband that's running around in here, and I got other people in here. So, but anyway, he just seems very defensive. I mean, I don't know why he said first of all to Tamron like that, because see, when I saw the interview, Tamron seemed to be conducting the interview with a lot of grace and class, and she was very careful about the way she asked him questions and the way it
Right.
was directed. It was not meant to be um, an attack on him and his relationship with this woman. It was just for clarification. She's trying to understand the dynamic. Now he's like, first of all, you have to understand. And it's like, that's
With a
defense.
neck roll too.
Yeah, it's very defensive. It's very angry. Like you're mad that people are questioning you. Number one, you didn't have to bring your ass on TV to ask the
Right.
questions. You chose to go there. That's your fault. Number two, it's very simple. You could just tell them that B. Smith is like a 4-year-old. What I did notice was he avoided answering the question. She asked him about the woman being in the house around B. Smith, not about B. Smith's condition.
Ooh. I didn't even catch that. I'm glad you caught that, Tiff.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things like you try to spin the narrative to make it sound better. I mean, that's what they've been basically doing the whole time. But he tried to spun that narrative a little bit, so he kind of avoided the question. He negated it as
Yeah,
well.
it's misdirection. That's how you. That is deflection at its best. You
Right,
deflect
deflection.
because
That's
you
the
don't
word
want
I
to
was looking
answer
for.
that question, so you pseudo answer it. You danced around the topic of the girlfriend and went straight to B. Smith, and it's just like she asked you about her being in the house with B. That didn't have nothing to do with B. Smith being a 4-year-old. Yes, it sounded like he was setting up the conversation to lead to what B. Smith and this woman's relationship is like, but you could have just started there because that's what the question was about. It had nothing to do with B. Smith's condition. They were aware of her condition. So you were either setting up the misdirection and deflection, or you wanted to reinforce the fact that this is a 4-year-old you're dealing with. That way, people won't be so shocked when you tell them about their relationship.
Right. Kenny said he should have known that this was going to come off as not looking good. It's sad. Yeah, he should have expected this. You know, I don't think there was any way that people would like go like, huh, you know what? I get where he's coming from. I agree with that. I mean, of course there are people that will look at it from both sides and stuff like that, like we're doing, but just the way that it's been handled, that's one of the reasons why it's looking this way. But Tiff, I wanted to hold off on this, but I don't know if you know, but him and Alex actually broke up, and here's a clip of him confirming it.
And now, are you and Alex
No,
together
no,
anymore?
she took off, and whatever.
And you're healing from the
Yeah,
loss of B,
yeah,
and then
yeah. I wish her well. I mean, life has a way of whatever you deserve, you'll ultimately get, and that's fine.
and now you've gotten involved. You're on the
So he said, whatever you deserve, that's what you would
Ooh.
get. Was he saying that about himself, or was he saying that for the Alex chick because she left? He didn't clarify that.
Well, more than likely, he was speaking about the woman, but
Ooh.
but I always take it as God have a way of using vessels, even those who you feel like shouldn't be the messenger usually are. And he said something profound that applies to him. What you did was out of line. So now you're getting your comeuppance. Karma is a bitch. It always comes back on you, whether it happens now or later. You cannot go through life shitting on people or doing shitty things to people and then expect things to work out in your favor. It may be great while you're doing it, and a little bit down the line, it stays that way. But after a while, it will retaliate, and it will do it 10 times over. So she left your ass because you didn't handle it properly. Your ass did not bring her into this correctly. She did not handle it correctly. So whatever she got going ain't gonna go right either. So that's your fault. I don't give a fuck about how you feel. I truly don't. But I hope you
Right.
get
I feel like
over it and
karma
you do
works
better
both
next
ways.
time.
Karma is for him because she ended up leaving, and then karma is going to come for her at the end of the day because it's all like it wasn't right. The situation wasn't right at all. They did so many different TV interviews, so many different radio interviews, and it's almost like they exploited this, and now you guys aren't even together. So it's all like, what the hell's going on? But I
Child,
definitely
at
think
this, he
the karma was for him.
yeah. I mean, you're you're on TV telling everybody about having a girlfriend and your wife is living, and yes, she is not well mentally. But you make it out to be like it's normal. You had an abnormal relationship with someone, and you did it on a grand scale so everybody can be a part of it. And that's one thing I truly hate about celebrities. Sometimes y'all open up the door for everybody to be in your business, and then get mad when
Right.
people in your business. Cardi B is a very good example of that. Now, I ain't trying to get off B.Smith, but there's really nothing else you could say about B.Smith because B.Smith is gone, rest her soul. I hope she rested easy, child. And her husband
Mhm.
just gonna have to deal with what happened, what he did, and how he handled things. Because he's just not handling it right. But Cardi B is a prime example of what I mean about celebrities having a business out there and then getting mad when people comment or are involved in it. You live your
Right.
life on social media. Cool.
And
Do whatever you
but
want to
I
do.
feel like Cardi B, what it is with her is that she kind of came up off of social media, so that's probably why she feels like she needs to put everything on social media in order.
Nope. No, no, no.
No,
No, no, no, no,
no, you
no.
don't think that?
No, sir. No, I do not. Because, okay, you don't put culture on social media. You
True.
rarely see culture on social media. Culture is on there on occasion. You might see her set up for her birthday party. You saw the car seat and the car that Offset gave her for her birthday for culture too, with the beautiful car seat, which the car was
Hmm.
beautiful. I love the car. I thought it was a great gift for him to give to his wife. But
Right.
here's the thing. You came on social media and told everybody you was getting a divorce. Now, if the blogs had put that shit out there and you didn't say nothing, then nobody could be up in your business about it because nobody told you didn't say whether you were going to work it out or if you were going to file. Everybody have a right to file and then retract that filing to get a divorce. You have a
Right.
right to do that. If y'all can work stuff out and make it so that y'all can get y'all family back together again, I'm fine with that. Here's where she fucked up though. You went to social media and then went live and told everybody that y'all just grew apart. And it was just time for you to move on and you was tired of the fuckery. That was what you said. Now, because a nigga get you a Rolls Royce and he begging on TV, then you take him back. And then you mad because your fans is coming at your neck. So you cuss them out.
Right. And
I mean,
you can't be mad because you put your business out there. So of course it's not like somebody exposed it. Like no, you put it out there for people to comment
exactly.
about.
You
Kenny
cuss
said
them people.
oh,
No,
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna read Kenny's comment. When you're in the public eye and post 50 million times a day, sit there and eat your food when people articulate an opinion about it. Yep.
It's like you posted this and then the news come out about you not wanting to get a divorce. You knew the fans was gonna have an issue with it. You should have prepared yourself for that. You also gotta learn that not everybody is privy to your information. The same thing that I told you last week about how you conduct yourself on social media when it comes to
Hmm.
influencers and celebrities alike is the same thing that the Cardi B's and the rest of the celebrities of the world need to understand. Everybody is not privy to your space. You cannot allow millions of people to come in and have a conversation about your life because they
Right.
backing you. It's like, oh, as long as y'all on my side, y'all team Cardi, I got somebody to talk to. Everybody gonna be like, go off, sis. That's right, you don't need him. But then as soon as you get some more pings and a new car, it's I love my man, I want to be with my man.
Right.
And
I
then you
just don't
mad
know
at your
where the flip
fans.
happened. Is it because he got you a car? I mean, she has her own money, so like, why would that even matter? So it's almost
You
like,
want to know the real Cardi don't need Offset. Offset need Cardi. Right now, Migos ain't popping. Migos ain't been
you're
popping
right.
for a minute. Migos ain't been popping for a minute. And Cardi always got some shit going. Whether she featured on somebody's song, if she ain't dropping her own songs, she got her own car commercials going. Cardi ain't hurting for nothing. So, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying Offset and Migos can't, the whole crew can't come up with no music and drop no banger if that's what you consider to be banger music. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Well,
saying
they
they
still
can't do
fighting
that.
for their money. They manager ain't paying them outright. I mean, so no telling if they're gonna release more music or not, because when you in a contract and somebody is still getting profit off of you, the artist is all like, "Well, I ain't gonna perform because I don't want to give you no more money until you pay me my original money." So I don't
Y'all
know
ain't
if we'll ever
performing.
hear anything soon from the Migos.
This pandemic has shut a lot of people down, if you want to be real. But the reality is Offset wasn't doing shit before the pandemic. So after the only thing he was doing was sleeping with Cardi, and then he was sleeping with other bitches and got caught.
Allegedly.
I ain't gonna say that. I saw the shit. I
Okay,
saw
I'll
it.
say the allegedly because it's my show. Allegedly,
Wasn't it?
but go ahead, go off, sis.
I saw all of. He admitted it. He admitted it. So and he want to say allegedly because he don't want to get sued. You can't sue me. I don't care. You ain't gonna get nothing. You're not
well,
gonna get nothing from me because I'm broke.
well, going back to the B.Smith situation, because there is a question that I have to ask you, because B.Smith, I don't know if she didn't have any like family close to her. I know she didn't have any kids of her own. She did have a stepdaughter, but she didn't have any kids of her own. Like, my question was like, was her family okay? Like, for example, Tiff, before you answer this, we gonna play a clip, but just think about this question. Like, if you were in that situation, like, wouldn't your family be there for you? Yes, so my birthday is coming up. It's going to be a birthday celebration, a live show for the grown and sexy. We're going to play Never Have I Ever.
Oh
Make sure you
shit.
guys join us. It's either going to be the 18th or 19th. We're going to figure that out soon. But December, make sure you guys look out for that. And Tiff is actually joining the live show that day. We're going to count down some of our favorite moments from the show. So it's going to be fun. Are you ready for it, Tiff?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. This about to be a whole mess, but I'm here for it.
It is.
It's
It's
about to
gonna
be
be
a whole
another
mess.
10-hour show.
Oh Lord. Last time I can
But
say something. Last time he had this, it was a wrestling one, and we was
uh-huh.
on that bitch for like 3 hours. And I was like, my bad. It was
Tiff,
my
you was all like,
fault.
you gotta cut me off.
Well, you gotta mute the mic so I don't keep going, because I keep going.
Right. That's what they need to do at the next presidential debate. Mute the mic. Shit.
They say that's what they are gonna be doing. I
Oh,
can't
you
wait.
know what? I did hear about that. Yeah. But before I had played that clip about my birthday, December 19th, if y'all want to send a gift or you want to cash at me, it's scrolling right there.
Oh,
But anyway,
shameless plug. Shameless plug.
right. I had asked the question, like, where was B. Smith's family? And then I asked you, like, if you were in this situation, would your family be there to help you as well, Tiff? Or, like, you would just be left out in the dirt?
I have a very big family, and I have four brothers and sisters. I have four brothers and sisters, nine nieces and nephews. There's no way. There's no way that they would allow my husband to treat me like that. That would be a problem. My husband probably would be in the grave before I would if that shit even if he even tried some shit like that. So no, they wouldn't leave me to the wayside at all. In fact, they would hold his feet to the fire. I would like to think that no, I could bet my husband wouldn't do me like that
Hmm.
because he's a good dude and he's not. It's death to your part. You're not supposed to lose your life in your partner, no, but you are supposed to be there for them even when they're at their worst. And I think that's where people are having an issue. Is B. Smith was at her worst, and you was already moving on to another relationship, and then you brought that relationship into your sanctity. That's where people was just like, do you even care about marriage at all? Do you even care about the vows you took? Even though, yeah, it's been 26, 27 years, it's like you can't, you know, be there for your wife, even though no, she's not mentally there. And then you didn't pick a woman who was woman enough to be your friend and not try to be in your bed. Do that make sense? Because
Right.
she
Because
needed to
I
just be
blame
your
her as
friend.
much as I blame him.
She knew what she was getting into. So, and then
Hmm.
she left. She just bounced. She was like, after this, I don't, what I need to be here for? I don't want to be around him. Like, it makes me think she was only there because of B. Smith, which is even weirder. Okay, that's just
Like the
weird.
single white female thing.
Yeah, like it's just odd. It's like, why did you leave after she died? It was like you could have
Yeah.
left before that.
That's weird to me as well too. I kind of thought about when I seen that clip. I was all like, well, I watched actually the whole thing, but when I seen it, I was like, well, why did she leave after B. Smith died? Like that's what made me think like, did she get a little cut, out the wheel or something like that? And she was like, deuces, because the way he was all like, oh, she just left, she ain't here. He kind of just tried to brush it off real quick.
Right.
He didn't like go into detail like, oh well, this and that happened, or we're just two different people. Like he was like, oh, I wish her the best of luck. He tried to do that whole karma thing at the end. So yeah, that's a little
Yeah,
suspicious too.
but he need to be saying that to himself. Like you can't say, karma. I'm a firm believer in life has a way of giving you whatever you deserve. You'll ultimately get. Yeah, yeah. The girl you was sleeping with while your wife was, battling Alzheimer's left your ass. If that ain't karma, I don't know what is. So
Hey, right. Hey, the way you said that, that was perfect. Um, Going back to the Cardi B situation, I wanted to read this. Kenny said, I personally think some of the Love and Hip Hop girls are jealous of Cardi a little because of the big she made it, and they're trying, but it ain't working.
in Cardi's case, the reason why Cardi was able to come up so quickly was because there was an opening for it. So I'll put it this way: if Megan had that seat first, you wouldn't see Cardi as much as you see Cardi. The reason why
Mm,
Cardi is there is because Nicki had a foothold on the industry for a long time, and it seemed like 10 years is a stop off date. After 10 years, they like, okay, we need to pick a new queen. Can't have no more queens. Because before that, it was Lil Kim. Lil Kim was at the top of the industry. And at the time, there were many female rappers. There was Da Brat, there was Lil Kim, there was Lisa Left Eye Lopez before she passed. You had Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott is still one of the greatest female rappers of all time. I don't care what
give her
nobody says.
flowers.
So if you're gonna go there, then you have to bring up all of them. You can't just bring up Kim. But they put Kim at the top because Kim was the girl. Kim had the fashion. Kim was all over in every aspect of pop culture you can think of, and
Right.
she had her moments where she was in movies, she was in TV shows. Kim was everywhere. So you have to
Mhm.
you have to look at how they stagnate women, female hip hop. For Cardi came in. You have to think she's a light skinned Afro Latina girl. She's busty, she's hippie, she fits the mold of what was popping at that point in time. And they were able to let her ascend to the top. If you want to know the truth, Cardi is not a great rapper. She doesn't have the skill to be considered a rapper. She's an entertainer who happens to dabble in hip hop. There's a difference because
Right.
Nicki, you can say what you want about Nicki, but Nicki writes her own rhymes. Nicki can hang with the biggest guys that's out there right now. So if you're gonna put Cardi B in that same sentence, then she has to be able to meet the criteria of what the top rappers can do. Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, they write their own music and they are at the top of the industry if you're asking me. These mumble rappers are putting out music, of course, and everybody's bumping it, but they're not at the top of the industry. They can't drop an album every 5 to 10 years like Beyonce and Adele and Rihanna and
Right.
get
They got to put it out right away
that's the difference.
because they're
And
looking
I'm
for
not
a
saying
single. They're not looking for an album. They're looking for a single.
right, they just looking for that cash grab. So if Cardi's ascension, although it was strategic by people who were backing her to take down Nicki Minaj, because that's what it was about. It was to take her down because she was getting too hyped. She was too powerful for them. So they pulled up Cardi. Cardi's there. Now for me, I like them both. I can listen to both artists. I don't have an issue with listening to
See,
female hip hop, and I tend to veer off into stuff like I'll listen to Rhapsody. I like Chickology. I like Lizzo because Lizzo dabbles in hip hop occasionally. I like
yeah, I
Angel
like
Hayes.
Lizzo too. But for me personally, I feel that Cardi was not sent to take down Nicki Minaj because you got to remember Cardi was a fan of Nicki Minaj, and I feel that what happened was that the media got involved, and then it created the issue.
I don't deny that Cardi was not a part of the takedown from the beginning. That was not her goal. But you have to understand that she was being used.
Right. I think Nicki Minaj pissed off a lot of people, and they're all like, "Oh, we're gonna push this new shiny object," and that's what happened.
Now I think Cardi has a lot of humility. I think in the beginning Cardi was humble and she was just coming in to learn and be a part of the fold. But she understood very quickly that when the hierarchy don't want you there, they're gonna do everything in their power to stop you. So Cardi did what she always do, which is take everything in social media and expose and blow up everything. So that took Nicki Minaj's cover right out the gate. It snatched her right from her. So everybody got to see that there was an ugliness and an ugly side to her. But that is also something that is taught. It's like, how can I put it? Everybody always say money change you. It's not really money. It's the power of the money that changes you. It's the feeling you have having all of this money. It means you can control a lot of things being able to have this money. So the power of it is what changed her and how she structures herself in the industry. Do I think she should be some little humble crying woman in the corner? No, but in this industry, yeah, you gotta have thick skin. Yeah, you gotta be able to stand up for yourself. Beyonce does it all the time. I never see anybody attacking Beyonce. Beyonce literally was on stage and a lighting person didn't get the lighting right. And that was singing and saying somebody getting fired in the middle of the song. And I'm like,
Right.
everybody all right with this? That somebody just lost their job for a mistake? Like, it's not like you couldn't see her. Like you
Hmm.
could see her. So I was just like that's kind of messed up. Like, but whatever. Everybody gives certain people a free pass. But Nicki
Right. I
Minaj
feel
don't get
like
that
how
free pass.
well
She
liked
get
you
dog.
are, that's how they kind of determine it. I feel that there's some people that's in there. Like, for example, Mariah Carey, like, she's known for being a diva and stuff like that, and she gets away with a lot of stuff, even though it's all like anybody else would have did that, it would have been like, oh, hell no. Just like
Yeah.
for example, the New Year's Eve performance where, like, she just stood on stage because she
Woo,
was pissed
child.
off.
Child, that was terrible. That was terrible. I'll say I like Mariah Carey. I think Mariah
Yeah,
Carey
I
was the
do.
voice. Everybody, if you don't like Mariah Carey, I think that you haven't really listened to Mariah Carey's catalog. She has older music besides those recent albums she's come out with, and to me, that is some of her best music. Mariah
Oh,
Carey
really?
is a strange bird, but also, like I said, it comes from the environment you in and what you allow to change you and how you operate. You know she flighty as hell because she get into relationships and get married at the drop of a dime, and then turn around she getting a divorce, and you're like, well, damn, you ain't even been there.
Right. Well, all in all, I think what it is that Hollywood is a crazy place. You either let it eat you alive or you survive. It's either that. Those are the two options when you're in Hollywood. That's how I feel.
All I want is when you're a celebrity and you're having a personal matter like a relationship. In B.Smith's case, in Cardi's case, Mariah Carey, all of them, do not take your issues to social media. What you are doing is you're allowing people to come in and give commentary on your life, give commentary on information that they only have pieces and parts of. So when
Right.
you do that and then you come back and you're defending and you're like, oh, I should be allowed to live my life how I want, you can. But the moment you give me access to your information in your life, don't get
Hmm.
upset when I'm now giving you my opinion, even though it is unsolicited. You solicited my opinion when you posted it on this public platform. And that's the
Right.
point. You have to learn how to decipher what's necessary for everybody to know and what's privy to only just you and your family. Case in point, Beyonce don't post all her shit on her social media. You don't see her getting on Instagram talk about Jay-Z cheating on me with another bitch. No, Beyonce put that shit in a whole fucking album and made a mint off of it, and then just sat back and watched as the Beehive attacked her, attacked Jay-Z, attacked Rachel Ray. I don't know why they went after Rachel Ray. They went after the lady who cooked food. I
Yeah,
said,
because they had the wrong Rachel. Like it was another Rachel, and they thought it was Rachel Ray.
I'm just like, child, it's a way to do it. And then the thing, what really messed me up with Cardi was sitting there and she goes, y'all going on my nigga page attacking him. Like, why you attacking him? Girl, what you mean? You know exactly why
Right.
they attacking him. What are you talking about? You are putting on social media what he's doing or what he hasn't been doing. Granted, this time she was fairly vague about what happened between the two of them. But you know the
Right.
blogs come through and they speculating a person close to Cardi's camp said Offset did
Right. It's
this.
always somebody in their camp said this. Somebody sent me an email or a text message. It's all like
I
you don't know
I'm
what to
like,
believe. But at the end of the day, she shouldn't have been so vague. She should have just said what it was and just let it be, or
she shouldn't have
not say
said
anything at
nothing.
all. I'm sorry.
Don't say nothing. Just keep your personal business to yourself, especially stuff that you know for sure you're gonna renege on. Because when it comes to relationships, everybody operate differently. And all of them
Hmm.
bitches that's talking about Cardi B is the same ones that's with that nigga who had bought some damn Jordans instead of buying you and your son some brand new shoes, clothes, and putting food in your damn house. He went and got some brand new fives and walking around with brand new shoes on while your house ain't got no lights, you ain't got no gas, y'all got candles lit, you ain't got no food in your damn house. Y'all them same bitches. So before you throw stones, make sure you protect your glass house, bitch. Don't be talking about that lady like that. I'm just saying. You can't attack her like that when you got a nothing ass, dirty dick ass nigga that you with right now. Y'all in the same boat. So bitch, pick up an oar and start rowing so y'all can get down the river, bitch. That's what you need to be doing.
Hey, Tiff put it plainly. I mean, shit. You said what I wanted to say, but just didn't. But thank you, Tiff, for saying it. Anyway, Tiff, before we wrap up, go ahead and give the people your information where they can find you at. Also, plug the podcast.
Oh my God. Between you and Alexis, I don't know who worse. I know I'm a mess, but I'm a good mess.
A good mess.
Okay. Now, y'all, I do have an Instagram. I do have a YouTube. My YouTube is just hair and makeup and stuff. My Instagram is more focused on wrestling stuff. We have a podcast. I'm currently uploading the stuff for the podcast right now. And on the podcast, it's at Down for the Count. It's on Spotify. It is on Anchor. It's on Google Podcasts. And I'm working on getting it on Apple Music.
Ooh,
You can follow
okay.
us. You can follow us at Down for the Count on 19 on Twitter. They live tweet all of the wrestling shows. It's a pretty funny Twitter. So if you're not into wrestling, you can still follow the Twitter account and you can see what the girls be tweeting because they be messy on their Twitter. I'm gonna start beefing up the Instagram, and the Instagram for the podcast is at D4TC_podcast. You're gonna have questions over there and stuff, so you guys can interact with that as well. And my Instagram for wrestling is at Psych Design TV too. And I just yell and scream at the TV about wrestling. So everything I do with AT2, I just do on TV. I just do it with wrestling.
Right, and she's very entertaining, and I've actually been a guest on Down for the Count as well too. I love what they do. It's great seeing 4 women coming together talking about wrestling, because you wouldn't think girls talk about wrestling, but they do. You know, they're just all in the closet, but they do talk about wrestling.
It's a weird thing is always asked about that, not to stop you from ending your show, but there was a person who sent me a DM and was like, I don't see a lot of black women into wrestling. I don't see a lot of black women or women in general talking about wrestling or watching wrestling. The best way I can explain it for somebody who don't really care for wrestling, or you like it's fake and it's boring, it's like when you watch kung fu movies or when you watch action films, you know damn well they're not shooting at each other. You know that they're not killing each other. You know that this is a scene. It's structured and created to provide shock and awe and entertainment. That is exactly what you're seeing with wrestling. Whether it doesn't matter what company you watch, their goal is to entertain on a sports level, and it is a sport. I want people to understand that it is a sport, because you and I
have to be athletic.
I can't get my big ass in there and do what they be doing. I can't do that shit. I'm not trying to. Okay? I don't want to be a part of that. I like watching it and then giving my commentary on it, but I don't want to get my ass in there falling on no wood and busting my back open every week and I got bumps and bruises. Nah, don't hit my body. Somebody gonna get fired. Okay? I don't do that.
I wake up with pains for no reason, so I don't.
I don't want to purposely get my ass whooped. I'm not trying. No. So they're fighting, but this is a contrived sport. That's the best way you can explain it. The same way you watch a movie and you're entertained with that movie, it's the same way you can watch wrestling.
It's a soap opera. That's the way I've always explained it. It's a soap opera.
But a lot of girls watch wrestling. There are a lot of women who watch it. It's just that you're shunned for watching wrestling, or you're told to shut up because you watch wrestling and you're a girl. But as long as you're a guy, white guy, age 18 to 35, you're cool enough to speak on wrestling, and that's just not right. So some of the people that I found on Instagram that I've talked to and rolled tough with, I was able to find a way to have an outlet for our podcast, and we are a part of another network. It's called We Love Wrestling, and they're awesome. So check out WeLoveWrestling.com. Make sure you look up Down for the Count on Spotify. We're all on Twitter. So
yes, and one thing that I keep forgetting to say is that make sure that you guys follow them, and then also make sure you guys like, subscribe, and all that stuff on my channel. I always forget to keep saying that in the video, because at first I was all like, why do people in their YouTube videos keep saying it? It's because you mofos don't do it. So you gotta keep saying it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Again, Tiff, thank you so much for being a part of the show. I love having you and your insight. Glad it wasn't a 3-hour show today.
Ciao. I'm gonna go.
Right, and I know
like B.Smith don't have to be 20 minutes. So I said B.Smith don't have to be 20 minutes because I don't.
Right. Right. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for checking out Talk the Real Deal with AT2. Thank you, Tiff, for joining the show. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Here's the outro. Deuces, y'all.